আপনারা দেখছেন ওয়েলফেয়ার ক্লিনিক। এরপর দেখবেন ওয়েলফেয়ার ক্লিনিক।
Welcome back to Welfare Clinic, the show where you can call in to get all your advice regarding welfare, regarding benefits, how to respond to any issues and concerns that you may have related to any kind of benefits, from housing benefit to job seeker allowance to disability living allowance to carers allowance. I have 4 guests with me tonight. I'm going to go to my guests now. Before I do that, I'm going to get Mahbub Bhai to answer the questions from caller just before we went on to a break regarding his 40,000 and whether if there was an overpayment, whether he will have to repay that back.
Right. Apnar, let me start speaking in Bengali.
It's fine, you can speak with you.
Okay. The thing is, why we get benefit? Because our income is low, because that income is not sufficient to cover our household expenses. That's why we get benefit. Now, if you are starting a job, new job, and or you're a new businessman, you don't know how much would be your income for the next 12 months or next 3 months. So benefit, especially working tax benefit, then housing benefit, sometimes they assess the benefit based on previous year's income. Like working tax credit, if we apply for working tax credit, then they want to know what was your income for the previous tax year. And they assess your benefit based on your previous year income, provided your income doesn't change in the current year. So this is the main reason probably you have to pay back your the benefit that you have received too much from working tax credit from HMRC, that because your income changed and you didn't notify, they overpaid you. Now you have to pay back that amount. And
so he will have to repay.
Yes, you have to pay. Now only thing is that of course we get the benefit, we spend everything. Probably I can explain better. When you get benefit, we spend everything. We don't have any money in our pocket. So how we pay back now? Because they gave us money to spend, we spent, and now we don't have money. Now how we pay? This is what you should do. You should go contact HMRC, means benefit working tax department, and say that you can't pay the whole amount in one go, so you want to pay installment, and they should allow that.
Okay, thank you, Mahbub.
There's one point left, and that's what he asked, that the first 6 months his income was actually low. So can he claim that benefit on a pro rata basis?
Yeah, of course. All this information, if you provide to them, then they assess everything. Even when you apply, say previous year your income was £100,000, but now your income is £10,000. Are you not entitled? Yes, you are entitled, because previous years your income was so high, you had a lavish life, you spend all the money. Now you are
maybe not lavish life,
okay,
but that might be a
just comfortable life. Yes. Comfortable, okay. £100,000 you can spend. Lavish, yeah. Right, and then when you are earning only £10,000, you are entitled. Yeah. That's why sometimes they ask you that question, will your income will be similar? Yeah. If your income say currently £10,000, then you are entitled.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
He needs to do now, they said, as his duty, I think, he need to write to them as a representation. They said, I thought they said last 6 months I don't work this source of money, so they will reassess, of course.
Thank you. I know we're getting loads of calls coming in. I'm going to allow my guests to make some contribution before we take any more calls at the moment. I just want to come back to Eileen. We was talking about bedroom tax, and I asked the question whether people can be forced out of their property if they were not able to pay the extra amount required to pay for the empty bedroom that they may have.
I think generally the answer is no, so long as you apply for all the help that you could get and pay what you can, pay the rent you can pay. In some cases, some landlords do threaten tenants and try to evict them. And I would say in that case, you need, if that's applied to you, you need to talk to your counsellor, but also you need to talk to fellow tenants and to campaigns like us, because we can get that stopped, but only if we organise.
How can people contact your campaign team, or you? Do you have a website, or do you have any centres where people can go and seek advice and support?
Yes, we are the anti-bedroom tax.org.uk, or in Tower Hamlets there's a particular local group. You can find us on Facebook. But I think if you contact your local tenants group or local advice agencies, everybody's very familiar with this problem, and the main thing is for people not to feel it's their shame, but to recognise that it's a ridiculous attack on benefits, which we all collectively need to organise to stop, and people should not put their head in the sand and allow themselves to get dragged in through a court process, because we can stop it before then.
Okay, no, thanks for that, Ellen. So there you go, viewers. So if you have difficulties with your bedroom tax, and if you need more information, the website you need to visit is antibedroom.org.uk, where you can get more information or contact your local tenants or residents association, who might be able to direct you to the appropriate person or appropriate organization. Sharif Bhai, I wanted to ask you, say for example, if somebody claimed for a benefit, or somebody who's on disability living allowance go for assessment, they get declared as fit for work, although they might not be necessarily fit for work. What is their legal rights in that respect? What can they do? Where can they go and make representation for their case to be reviewed?
Okay, this first things first. Sorry. If somebody applied for any source of benefit, especially for like a housing benefit, others benefit as well, if the authority's decision, like council decision, they are not happy with it, then accept housing benefit, others benefit, the mandatory representation they need to make the same authority regarding their documents newly submitted. They're gonna reassess it again, and after that, if the person still unhappy, then he or she needs to go to the tribunal for appeal, and they need to do within 30 days.
Okay, so lots of our people in the community, they might not be able to necessarily write, fill in the application forms, or necessarily represent themselves into a tribunal. So what route would you suggest that they go to? Who would they need to contact to get those kind of expert help and support?
Especially, yes, in our community, so most of the people, like even any letter comes from council, first they worried, oh, what's happened, this is, they need to go to anybody they can at least realize and explain to them. And firstly, if you want to say, the recommendation should be the CAB, Citizen Advice Bureau. They are here for help. This also, even they can represent to the tribunal, up to tribunal, and it's free.
Okay.
And also,
so there is no cost. Like for example, if somebody went to employment tribunal, there is a cost now. So you're saying if somebody made a case regarding welfare benefits to tribunal, there is no cost to that?
No, no, it's of course cost, but government scheme, they pay to the CAB, Citizen Advice Bureau, for the representation.
Funding,
yeah. And even including advocacy to the tribunal.
Okay. Thanks for that. I think that's very useful. Reza Bhai, I wanted to ask you, obviously, we have in this community, we have large population of immigrants. How does the immigration and the benefits relate, and what is their entitlement if somebody is living in this country obviously depending on their immigration status.
Yeah, thank you for that question. But can I just add one thing, one interesting comment on what Arlene was talking about, this room tax. You know, in medieval England, they had a tax called window tax. So depending the size of your window, you have to pay tax. If you still go to places like Oxford, Cambridge, all buildings, you see they have got tiny little windows.
Yeah.
So now it actually reminds me that maybe we are going back to the medieval period where people will have to pay for the extra space in their house. That's really something that you know, we should protest.
It
Yeah.
was a daylight robbery, they used to call. The bigger the window, the more daylight is
Yes,
to come.
and that's why you have to pay tax, window tax. So now we have got room tax. Yes, you see, these immigration issues are relevant for claiming benefits. People in this country, we can broadly divide them into two categories: people who are subject to immigration control, people who are not subject to immigration control. Now, British citizens and EU nationals, they are not subject to immigration control. Now, people who are subject to immigration control, we have to see whether or not these people are entitled to benefits. At the moment, when people get their visa, whether from outside or from inside, sometimes there will be condition attached to their visa that they cannot recourse to public benefit.
Funds, yeah.
Students, they have got absolute bar. People who are coming here as visitors, they have got absolute bar. Now, what about other categories? As you know, that many of our community members, many of our brothers have actually got discretionary leave. Now, discretionary leave, people who got before 2012, they are entitled to claim benefits. But this discretionary leave has now been replaced by a new leave that they call limited leave.
Yes.
Yeah? So normally when somebody succeeds on human rights grounds, they get this limited leave. But limited leave does not give them the right to claim benefit. And what situation they can face. I was dealing with a case where we got a Filipino lady who had a British child, this limited leave. But obviously she did not have the income. So what happened? She actually lost her baby. Social service had to take her baby. So you can see what sort of situation can one face.
So it could be quite.
It could quite. So what people should do if they are in that sort of situation where they cannot claim benefit, but they cannot survive with that benefit, they must make an application to the Home Office and tell them that they are going to be destitute. This could be an option, then that condition can be lifted.
So the help is there. So people just
people
have to know
but
how
again,
to do it.
Again, you have to submit very strong representation.
Yes.
There are also other exceptions like asylum seekers. Those who are accepted as refugee, they can claim benefits. And they can also get their benefit like tax credit and child benefit backdated from the date of their claiming of asylum. They can also get income support if they want to study English up to 9 months. If they are following a course for 15 hours a week, they can claim benefit. And obviously, people who are here on settlement visa, they can get benefit as well.
Okay, yeah, obviously if the people are settled, so obviously in terms of the issue you said that they need to make representation to Home Office. Would you suggest that it's better to do it through a legal profession rather than...
I think sometimes yes, because then you have, because they would ask for you to submit a host of documents like your bank statements.
Yes.
Now these people have just got the permission, where would they get even a bank account?
Yes.
So it's important that they go to somebody. I mean, you know, there are some places they can get free help, maybe from Citizen Advice Bureau, Law Center, or if they can afford, because obviously they are destitute, you know, so they may not have the money to pay. Unfortunately, legal aid does not cover these things. They have stopped legal aid from 2013 in immigration matter. Legal aid is only now for domestic violence and asylum seekers.
Okay. Thank you, Reza Bhai, for this. We're going to take another break. Dear viewers, I hope you're finding the show useful. Obviously, my guests are trying their best to answer best as they can. But obviously, if you need further advice, you should always contact Citizen Advice Bureau, local benefit advice center, or law centers, where there will be experts, people available to give you in-depth and expertise advice. We're going to take a short break, and we'll see you on the other side. Thank you.
এরপর দেখবেন ওয়েলফেয়ার ক্লিনিক। আপনারা দেখছেন ওয়েলফেয়ার ক্লিনিক।